Overall, we oversee the day-to-day operations of the organization, and that's also to include we discuss local issues with our constituents. We deal with our elected body on issues or topics that are of interest to them. We focus on our department heads and make sure that we have unity and camaraderie within our organization, and making sure that our budget and the services that we need to provide are in sync. I think you have to think of it in this context. When you get in your vehicle and you go to work or you're driving on the highway, there's a lot of facets of the government that you don't even realize that's being touched. When you drive and you stop at a stop sign, that's government at work. When you're riding on the highway, that's government at work. When you see a trash truck going down your street, that's government at work. When you flush your toilet, that's government at work. A lot of times individuals don't realize the lot of services that the governments provide, but if we were to not be here, I think that's when the reality would set in. But there's a lot of complex and a lot of integral areas within departments that intermingle between each other. You have community corrections, you have municipal court, you have the police department, the fire department, the sheriff departments, district court. We cannot survive without each other. We have finance, you have the treasurer's office, you have area aging, human services. There are an array of departments that we have to collaborate between each other in order to make a city or a county functional. My story is pretty unique. I initially thought, I'll just go work for the government for a few years and then I'll move on to another organization. I literally started on the ground floor within this organization, on the ground, in the police department, entering reports as a data entry and control clerk, and 26 years later, advanced to the position that I am now. So there is growth within the organization if you take an opportunity to dive into it.
Getting into risk management, if you have an interest in a lot of different things, you'll love risk management. With my job, I work with all the departments on creating loss control programs to make sure that employees are not getting injured, making sure they're staying safe on the job, working with their vehicles, making sure they get the right types of vehicles, the right type of equipment to do their jobs safely as well. When somebody unfortunately is injured, you have a lot of medical bills and things that need to be paid. So with my team, what we do is we make sure that we are paying those bills. So on a typical day, I could be in the office working, running some numbers, or I might be out doing an investigation on an injury that happened, or doing an inspection on a job site. So my job varies every day. As cities and organizations continue to grow, the need for risk management is always going to be there, and it's only going to be increasing now.
Human resources is an essential part of running a city or a county because our employees know where to come to find out about benefits. They know where to come to ask questions about a health and wellness plan. They come to human resources to find out when the next training is going to be and when employee appreciation is going to be as well. I have a blast. I really love it, especially on new hire orientation days. Even though we've had to do some things differently and be nimble and change, bringing the energy and enthusiasm of what I do every day really excites me, and I love to be able to answer questions and guide people to show where their parking is going to be and get their badges. It's an exciting time. Basically, we want to make sure that representation of our community, Wyandotte County and the UG reflect one another. We're currently working and making sure that diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility are skills that we're bringing to all levels of our personnel here, our workforce at the unified government.
I would say that the biggest thing we're tasked with is coordinating the funding across the organization. So we have like 40 different departments, so we have to go around and prioritize how they spend their money, collect how they want to spend their money, and bring it all together and present it to our county administrator and also our board of commissioners and our mayor. So our budget dollars come from taxes and special revenues. I'm definitely interested in numbers, and that's how I got here, but I wouldn't say that was the only interest you have. I would say someone who likes to communicate their feelings about a particular community or so. The budget office is a good place because when you're talking about how to spend budget dollars, You're having to sit in meetings and debate what's going on. So I would say anyone who likes to voice their opinion, and then also anyone who likes to slice and dice numbers in Excel spreadsheets or software, and anyone who cares about their community, I would say Budget Office is a good place to come work.
A lot of times you don't think about government or public sector as a career choice, but ultimately if you have a heart and a desire to make sure that others are being happy or being fulfilled, being safe, and given the opportunity to just enjoy life in the community in which they live in, that's what drives being a public servant.
If you've never heard of risk management before, you should look into it because it'll open your eyes to a whole new idea of how businesses, governments, or anything works.
I've worked in corporate America, and you build a budget for a company, and you don't really own that company or anything. You're just building a budget for that company. But here I live in the community, and I really feel like the things that I'm building into the budget is some things that I could enjoy, but also things that a lot of people that I know within the community can enjoy.
The gift of working here at the Unified Government is the fact that I live here, I work here, my clients and my customers are my neighbors. They're the people that I see when I'm in the supermarket. So there is a real sense of community and giving back.